Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to do a recap of the anime movie series called Attack on Titan, Season 3, Attack on Titan. Episode 1 Smoke Signal. In this episode, Levi's squad, including Eren and his friends, under Hange's supervision, conducts Titan experiments in a remote cottage. Pasternak was tortured and killed in the Trust District barracks, and Hange suspects the military police's first interior squad for killing. However, he reports that Levi suspects a government plot to destroy the Survey Corps and hide Titan's secrets. Military police arrest Erwin, and Nifa delivers a message about it to Levi. The scouts leave their hideout just before the military police arrive to raid it. Levi concludes to return to the Trust District. Before Hange leaves Moblit to find Erwin, Eren gives her a written record of Ymir and Bertholdt's conversation. The scouts return to Trust, with Jean and Amon. Demo Reeves, hired by the Interior Police, abduct Jean and Amon, but Mikasa and others rescue them and capture their kidnappers. Levi, Nifa, with 2 other soldiers, shadow Eren and Historia's transport from the rooftops. Levi warns Nifa about Kenny the Ripper, a notorious killer he knew. Kenny and his henchmen ambush them with slug guns, killing Nifa and her team. Kenny confronts Levi after the ambush. Attack on Titan. Episode 2 Pain. Kenny chase Levi with the anti-personnel control squad. Levi hides in the tavern. Levi shoots Kenny. However, Levi manages to escape. Mikasa, with other scouts, defends Historia and Eren's wagon, killing human attackers for the first time. Amon gets traumatized after he kills his first person, who happened to be Jean's female attacker. The Interior Police overwhelm the scouts, tranquilize Historia and Eren, and kidnap them. The royal government, in Mitras, receives a message from Lord Rod Rice that Historia and Eren have been captured. Amon and others are traumatized from killing humans after the battle with Kenny's group, and Levi consoles them. The scouts start interrogating Demo Reeves. He was coerced into helping the military police but now fears for Trost's people. Levi offers him protection in exchange for help. Hange reaches Erwin with the suggestion that Eren will be eaten if they don't rescue him. With the help of Reeves, the scouts capture Interior Squad soldiers Gel Sands and Ralph, who murdered Pasternak, and torture them for information about Historia and Eren. They find that Historia is the true heir to the throne and deduce she's being held by her father, Rod Rice. Reeves betrays Kenny, so Kenny kills Reeves for betraying him, unaware that Reeves' son, Flegel, witnessed it while hiding. Attack on Titan. Episode 3 Old Story. Historia tells backstory with the scouts, including her upbringing on the Rice estate, her mother's execution by Kenny, and her adoption of the identity Krista lends to conceal her true identity. In the present, Rod takes Historia and Eren back to the Rice estate. Hange informs the scouts that Eren will be eaten to acquire his Titan powers. Erwin discusses his plan of a bloodless coup d'etat with Commander Pixis, aiming to overthrow the corrupt royal government and retake Wall Maria. Erwin gains Pixis' support by revealing that Sans confessed the current king is a fraud. They plan to enthrone Historia as the queen. Erwin's father was murdered for believing the true reason for the fighting within the walls was to protect the wealthy's land and property, not humanity. To protect the other scouts, Erwin surrenders to the military police, who frame him for Reeves' murder. He designates Hange as his replacement. Squad Levi splits up and heads for the Rice estate to rescue Historia and Eren. The scouts are being tracked by the military police while preparing for the rescue mission outside the city. Attack on Titan. Episode 4 Trust. Squad Levi captures Marlowe and Hitch, who were tracking them. After discovering the truth about Annie being the female Titan and the framing of the scouts, Marlowe and Hitch, Annie's friends in the military police, decide to assist the scouts. Marlowe and Hitch reveal an outpost with the least military police presence to Squad Levi. Squad Levi overpowers the soldiers at the outpost and questions an Interior Police officer about Eren and Historia's whereabouts. Hange rescues Flegel from the military police, who were trying to kill him to hide the truth about his father's death by the Interior Police. Flegel, with Hange and Marblit's help, lures the military police to the Stoes district and exposes the truth about his father's death and the government's attempt to frame the scouts. The residents of Stoes and some reporters witness the military police's confession, leading them to see through the government's propaganda. Hange begins her next plan as the people no longer trust the government. Erwin is brought before the king for execution, warning his friend Niall to choose a side before Pixis starts the coup. Attack on Titan. Episode 5 Reply. Erwin stands trial before the fake king and the royal council, advocating to reclaim Walmaria and avoid a civil war over limited resources. His plea is unsuccessful, while Erwin faces a death sentence. News arrives that Titans have breached Walrose. The council decides to sacrifice the entire Walrose population by closing the gates instead of providing shelter within Walsena. Niall, disgusted by the council's decision, refuses to obey the order. Chancellor Darius Sackley arrives with his troops, revealing that the news of the breach was a ruse. The council's self-interest and disregard for human life are exposed. Commander Pixis announces that the military will take over the government and publishes the news in the press. The remaining scouts learn about the mysterious deaths of Rod Rice family at their chapel. In a crystalline cavern, Aaron, bound in chains, is approached by Historia. Attack on Titan. Episode 6 In Historia assures Aaron that her father, Rod, has good intentions despite his actions against the scouts and Pasternik's death. Rod orders Historia to touch Aaron, which triggers traumatic subconscious memories for Aaron. He learns that his father, Grisha, turned him into a Titan and was eaten by him on the night he received the basement key. The process also triggers Historia's memories of her half-sister, Frida, who possessed the founding Titan power inherited in their family. Grisha, also a Titan shifter, devoured Frida for power and killed her 4 siblings and mother. Kenny arrives and informs them about the coup, ready to defend the crystalline cavern beneath the Rice Chapel with his men. Kenny recalls his grandfather's words, stating that the Ackermans were once bodyguards to the Rice royal family but were exiled due to their immunity to the Rice memory-altering powers. Squad Levi finds a hidden trapdoor in the Rice Chapel floor, preparing to descend and rescue Aaron. Attack on Titan. Episode 7 Wish. Squad Levi storms into the cavern and clashes with Kenny and his anti-personnel control squad, pushing them back to their final defensive position. Rod explains to Historia the history of the cavern and city walls, built by their ancestor using the founding Titan's power to erase most citizens' memories, leaving only a few immune bloodlines. Frida, Historia's half-sister, inherited the founding Titan and the memories of the world before the walls. Rod reveals that Frida's consciousness lives on within the founding Titan, leading Historia to realize she must become a Titan and eat Aaron to gain the founding Titan's power and reunite with her sister. Overhearing that only those of the Rice bloodline can use the founding Titan's power, Kenny confronts Rod and decides to wound Aaron, forcing Historia to fight Aaron for the power. As Historia prepares to inject herself with the Titan serum, she sees Aaron's guilt-ridden state and remembers Ymir's wish for her to live proudly. Historia realizes Rod's true intent is to restore his family's power and maintain the status quo, similar to what happened with Frida and the previous Rice members. Fueled by anger, Historia refuses to proceed, breaking the syringe and incapacitating her father by slamming him into the ground. Historia then grabs the keys to free Aaron. Attack on Titan. Episode 8 Outside the walls of Olvard District, Squad Levi breaks into the cavern to free Aaron with Historia's help, but they are confronted by the gigantic Titan form of Rod Rice. The cavern collapses due to Rod's massive size, and Kenny and his squad are crushed by falling boulders. Aaron drinks a serum that allows his Titan form to harden, preventing the ceiling from falling and saving his friends. The scouts recover Aaron from his Titan form encased in crystal and return to the Olvard district located within Walsena. Rod's Titan continues to crawl towards Walsena, emitting intense body heat that incinerates everything in its path, making it impossible for anyone to get close. Following a discussion on how to proceed, everyone reaches a consensus that Rod must be killed. Returning to the Olvard district, Levi reminds Historia that, as she has royal blood, She must become the queen to complete the transition from the old government, and she reluctantly agrees, on the condition of helping in the battle against Rod's Titan. As Rod's Titan approaches, to everyone's surprise, Erwin chooses not to evacuate the citizens of Orvad. Attack on Titan. Episode 9 Ruler of the Walls. Erwin justifies his decision not to evacuate the Orvad district, explaining that Titans are attracted to densely populated areas. They plan to lure Rod's Titan into a trap. The initial part of Erwin's plan works, getting Rod's Titan close to the wall where the trap is set. However, the garrison core cannon barrages have little effect, and Rod's Titan continues to tower against the wall. The scouts implement their own plan, ramming the Titan's supporting arms with gunpowder-loaded carts and destroying them with explosions. Following the Titan's face-first collapse onto the top of the wall, Eren activates his Titan form and drives a bundle of gunpowder barrels into its mouth. Eren detonates the gunpowder from within the Titan's nape, causing it to disintegrate into airborne fragments. The scouts quickly use their 3D maneuver gear to mop up the remaining fragments. Historia succeeds in destroying the main fragments holding Rod, killing her father, and witnessing some of his memories. Historia falls into a cushioned wagon below on the city street. Astonishing the residents, she recovers and formally introduces herself as the true ruler of the walls. In the Rice estate, a gravely injured Kenny reminisces about events from his past before being discovered by Levi. Attack on Titan. Episode 10 Friends. Kenny Ackerman, as he lies dying, recalls his past experiences, including being captured by Uri Rice in his Titan form and pledging loyalty to the Rice family after Uri sought forgiveness for the persecution of the Ackerman family. Kenny took care of his dead sister Kuchel's son, Levi, and taught him the ways of a killer. He later became the leader of the clandestine anti-personnel control squad. Kenny wonders if the Rice family's power could grant him the luxury of being compassionate. Kenny explains to Levi why he hasn't injected himself with the stolen Titan serum from Rod Rice's bag. Levi urges Kenny to share his knowledge about the Titans and his own family. With his dying words, Kenny reveals himself as Levi's uncle and hands him the package containing the Titan serum. In the capital, Historia becomes the queen, and Levi congratulates her while thanking the scouts for their role in defeating the Rod Rice Titan. Meanwhile, the Beast Titan defeats Reiner and Bertholdt, informing them that their next objective is to locate the coordinate, overriding their desire to find and rescue Annie Lenhart. Attack on Titan. Episode 11 Bystander. 2 months after Historia's coronation, the military has purged the remnants of the old regime, and they have acquired an abundant supply of crystals from the Rice estate. Eren perfects his Titan hardening ability, and Henge develops a new guillotine weapon nicknamed the Executioner from Hell, which allows defenders to easily kill Titans without risking human lives. Eren realizes that training Corps Commander Keith Shadis is the man who knew his father, Grisha, in his memories, and the scouts decide to visit Keith. Keith tells the scouts that he met Grisha almost 20 years ago outside Walmaria. Grisha claimed to have amnesia and learned about life within the walls. He later became a doctor and married Carla. During the fall of Shiganshina, after learning about Carla's death, Grisha took Eren into the woods, where Keith later found the boy alone wearing a key around his neck. Keith stepped down from his position as commander of the Survey Corps, burdened by the guilt of losing his men, as Grisha had praised him as special, and he internalized that belief. After hearing Keith's story, Eren realizes that he is merely the son of a special man. The scouts prepare to recapture Walmaria. And that's all for today, guys. If you liked the recap and want more recaps like this, consider subscribing to our channel.